What's happening, people? Alright, so I've been reading a book by an author called Pedros Domingos. The book is called The Master Algorithm, and just a quote I'll quickly pull from it. He says on page 44, every transaction works on two levels: what it accomplishes for you and what it teaches the system you just interacted with. So obviously he's talking about computers and specifically machine learning, and what's becoming extremely common today and kind of publicly understood to a certain extent is the idea that the more we interact with machines, the more we live our lives online, digitally, the smarter those machines become. Through more information, they get better algorithms, and that second transaction. So what it accomplishes, what we're getting from these machines, this digital space, these apps essentially, and at the same time, and this is what has really increased the value of that digital space. It is what we teach, what we give. We're essentially providing a service to the companies that give us these apps, that give us these products, and to a degree, in a little bit of a more kind of vague sense, we are also providing a service to the machines, to the algorithms, to the technology. All right, so yeah, I think people are starting to realize that. They're starting to understand it, but the value judgment is debatable. I'd love to see a research. I'd love to see research done on what people think about giving so much of themselves and of teaching machines how to be smarter and how to essentially have deeper relationships with them, with humans. So, and it obviously it's becoming more and more prominent. I mean, it's not going away. It is a constant now. It's like electricity, plumbing, indoor plumbing, for most of the world, and the Internet of Things. Having your fucking kettle connected to your fucking Wi-Fi is just, it's going to get deeper and deeper. All right. So I think it would be a very strange thing, and quite possible on at least a small level, to see a group of people boycotting this system, to boycott machines and this relationship, this transaction with machine learning. Yeah, I think potentially in the future this will happen, but I don't think it will happen to any great degree where things will change dramatically. We are still in a position where we have skills and knowledge that a machine does not, but this is being eroded through this transaction. These machines are evolving, and they're evolving because of us. We are helping them evolve and to become smarter than us. It's a strange fact. We are giving the machines in this transaction. We are giving the machines a lot of value, and we are getting a lot in return. And at this stage, we think it's a good deal. And it's kind of like that boiling a lobster. I think it's a lobster, where maybe it's a frog. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's a frog. You put a frog in water, and it doesn't jump out. The water's fine. The water's cool. It's actually quite nice. And you turn on the heat, and slowly, but too slowly for the frog to realize, the water gets hotter and hotter, and ultimately it's too late. It's lost that ability to move, to jump out because of the heat, and it gets boiled alive. One of the things I see a lot where I live, there are bicycles, free bicycles that you can rent, and what you have to do is use your phone. I don't know exactly. I'm sure it's something like an email address. You set up an account, perhaps with a credit card. I don't know. certainly a mobile phone number, and you give your information to this company in order to get a bike, to get a free bike. I see it as just like a crazy deal. You'd only do it in an emergency if you absolutely had to. Like, you got to get somewhere, you need a fucking bike, so you do it. But the kids, especially the kids, they don't see it as anything unusual, because they are so deeply entrenched into that transaction that Domingos is talking about. This transaction where they really think they are winning. They're getting a lot of value. They're getting a free bike, and they don't. I think, this is my opinion, I think they don't value what they're giving in return that much. So naturally, as we place more and more of our identity online, as we live online more and more, the deeper these transactions will go in our lives. So right now it's a free bicycle, and it's revealing your relationship status, and where you shop and things like that, which actually is fairly deep in our lives. However, it will only get deeper as the machine learns what it needs from the information we are giving it right now. It will inevitably ask for more. It's this kind of hungry system that it wants more and more, just by its very nature. I mean, we don't want it to stop evolving, and it is there to get better and better. And the only way it will do that is if we allow it deeper into our lives. And what would stop it? And I think most people would ask, why would you want to stop it? Look at all the benefits we're getting from it. And in many ways, I would agree with that. I'm not this kind of pessimist. Maybe I'm a pessimist, but I don't discount the value that machine learning has given us and will give us in pretty much the near future. It will be extraordinary. Some of the developments that will come from smarter algorithms, better machine learning. But I think to view this process, this transaction, as benign, or something that is just inherently beneficial to humanity, without any kind of control, without any kind of research and important questions asked about the effects of what is happening. I think that's naive, and it's ultimately very dangerous. I think, to sum it up, this transaction that Domingos is talking about, this two-way transaction, where it gives us value and we give it value in return, and then it gets smarter as a result. It's a relationship that is, for many people, it's becoming like water to fish. It's so commonplace, so usual and normal, that people are willing to give more and more of themselves without thinking about it. And I think this is ultimately not a good move. And we will see the effects of that in 10 to 20 years, when these machines and the algorithms and our digital lives go deeper and deeper. All right. Have a good day and week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.